Hi guys, and welcome back. I am very excited today to show you guys the amazing book haul I got for my birthday from friends and family and viewers. So before I get started, you may notice that our handy dandy clipboard got some upgrades, some new stickers. So I will walk you guys through those real quick. As always, we have Inauguration Bernie. We have Ooh David from one of my favorite shows, Schitt's Creek. And our Dundee Award, Duke Silver, and Treat Yourself. These have been here for a while. New to the mix is this Even Star pendant, Daddy Vader. And this one's kind of cute because it's a Hamilton reference, but it's also a book sticker. It says there's a million books I haven't read, but just you wait. So if you know Hamilton, you'll know the reference. But even if you don't know Hamilton, it's still totally applies to me. And then my son Sam got me this one. It's just a Star Wars logo. So we are rapidly filling up the clipboard. So thank you guys for those of you who gave me stickers. And let's just keep them coming so we can fill this up. I'm going to Florida later this month, so I'm hoping maybe I can find a destination sticker to put on there. All kinds of stuff that will just keep this looking interesting and cute. So, as I mentioned, I had a birthday in April, and normally birthdays don't really faze me, the whole getting older thing, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm 35 now, and that one was a little bit of a tough pill to swallow for some reason, but it was made so much easier and more fun by the amazing amounts of Happy Mail I got. You guys, like my friends, my family, viewers, were incredibly generous sending me birthday gifts in the mail, and I was just blown away. So I'm gonna start going through these and show you guys what I got and who they came from. And if for any reason, you guys, I forget a book, it's probably because I put it back on the shelf and it got lost in the mix. I try to keep track of things as they came, but we should know by now that I'm not known for being organized. If I get it flip-flopped or a name wrong or something's left out, please forgive me. No, my heart is in the right place, but I try to keep track of everything the best I could. And I think I got it all, but there was a lot. And I hope I kept track of everything right. But anyway, I'm going to start going through these, but I'm going to say this throughout the whole video, but thank you guys. It honestly made my birthday very memorable. Opening those packages made my day, and I was just blown away by the generosity. So a big blanket thank you to everybody who wished me happy birthday or sent me a little something in the mail. So here we go. I'm just going to grab a book stack. So this is Rob and Hobb. This is the next trilogy after what I read. I read the first two books. I said two. The first two books in the Farseer trilogy, and I'll be finishing up Assassin's Quest sometime this year. And then I'll be moving on to this next trilogy, which is, I guess they call it Live Ship Traders. It's a 3-book series, and I've heard amazing things about it. And this came from my friend Steph. So Steph, I hope that we get to read these together. And I know that sometimes read-alongs are a little hard to coordinate for us, but I would love to read these with you, and I'm very excited to get to these. I've heard, like I said, I've heard some pretty high praise for this series, and I'm very excited to check it out for myself. So Steph, thank you. This next gift is from Michelle, another friend from Discord, and she absolutely outdid herself, you guys. She sent me 4 books. So the first 2 she sent me are Stephen King books. She sent me Revival, which is one of his newer books. I'm not 100% sure what all it's about, but I do know that it has been described as like Stephen King going back to his horror roots, like his first true horror book he's written in a while. I've heard great things about it, and I plan to read it this October when I do a lot of spooky books. So thank you for sending this. I'm really excited to dive into it. She also sent me Later, which is one of his newer hard case crime novels that he's been doing, and I read this one right away. I read it in just a couple settings. It was really good. I recommend this, especially if you're looking for something that's short in length, really well paced, and just a fun read in between big books. Like, this is perfect. So thank you for sending this. I've already enjoyed it, and I will continue to recommend it to people because it was just like a perfect little nibble. The next thing she sent me, I was very excited about because As we know, I'm a big Wheel of Time fan, and I don't have this book yet. Well, I didn't have it until Michelle sent it to me. I'm a total geek when it comes to stuff like this. I love appendices and maps and geography, history, lore, languages, cultures, all the kind of stuff that they put in a great fantasy series. Like, I'm here for it. And this book just gets all that stuff that is in the Wheel of Time world, everything that makes it so rich. It's all organized in here. And I've flipped through it a little bit, and I can already tell that I'm gonna have fun with this for years to come. So thank you so much for sending this. This has been on my wish list for a long time. I was just so happy to open that package. And the last thing she sent me, this is very interesting. This is called We Are the Dead, and it's by Mike Shackle, and it's book 1 of the Last War series. I don't know a ton about this series, but I do know that it has been recommended to me by tons of people, like other authors that I kind of fangirl over. Like, they're loving this series, and I see it recommended all the time. A lot of high praise. So I am excited to get started on this series at some point in the future. And knowing that I have book 1, the physical copy, on my shelf will probably make me more motivated to read it, because that's just kind of the way I work. Thank you, Michelle. You absolutely outdid yourself. You're very generous. And like I said, as these books trickled in, I just couldn't keep the smile off my face. So thank you so much for thinking of me. All right, next up, these books came from Patrick. So Patrick sent me this gorgeous copy of Frankenstein. I read Frankenstein last year. I think it was during spooky season, and I was just blown away by it. It was haunting and beautiful, and one of the saddest stories I've ever read. It wasn't what I expected, but it was better than what I expected. And I do think it was one of my favorite books I read in 2020. It has these beautiful line drawings. It has tons of these illustrations, and they're really, really gorgeous. Anyway, I saw someone else showing this book off, and I just commented, oh my gosh, I have to have that. And Patrick, being absolutely a gentleman and too sweet, just swooped in and ordered it for me, and I was just pretty blown away by that. So thank you, Patrick. And he also sent me Peace Talks. We all know I love Dresden Files. I recently finished the series on audio, but I'm still in the process of piecing together my physical book collection, and he ordered me Peace Talks. So thank you so much, Patrick. All right, next on the list. This book came from Jane. Jane is one of my fellow moderators on Mike's Book Reviews Discord channel, and she sent me this book, Devil's Creek. And I added this to my TBR after it was recommended by a friend on the Discord. Shout out to Nick. Hello. Anyway, this book I don't know a ton about it other than the fact that he loved it and had a ton of good stuff to say about it. But I'm really excited to read it. Another one that I believe is horror, and I'm planning it for October. But look how cool this book is inside. Like, each of the chapters has this like shadowy, ominous, creepy tree. And then there's some of these drawings inside as well. So, I mean, I don't need pictures in my book, but it always helps, I think. Anyway, I don't know a ton about this book other than the way he was excited about it got me excited. So as soon as he was done telling us about this book, I added it to my Amazon wish list, and Jane ordered it for me. So thank you so much, Jane. I'm excited to read this in October, and I'll keep you guys posted about what I think. From what I heard, it was actually a little scary. And I've read a handful of horror books at this point, and I kind of like being freaked out by a book. So I'm excited for that one. Okay, next up is 2 books from Medic. Medic is another friend from Discord, and he spoiled me by sending me 2 books that I've been, one book that is finishing a collection. He sent me The Light of All That Falls. I had to make sure to get the title right. This is from the Lycanius series, and I had the first 2 books, and I didn't have the third, and I don't know if he saw it on my wish list or just noticed that it was missing from my shelf, but he sent this to me, and I'm very excited as a completionist to have my my physical collection of these books complete. But also it does, like I said before, make me more motivated to actually start the series and read these books. This book is huge, you guys. Like, I don't know if I'm giving it a good sense of scale here, but this is a fat book. So it makes me excited to read it because I love big books, but it does make it a little bit intimidating as well. Like, that is beefy. So thank you, Medic. And he also sent me The Only Good Indians, and this, I believe, is horror as well. And so between some things that I have collected here already and some classics I want to read, I feel like my horror month of October is pretty well planned out. But this book has been on my wish list for a while because I just thought the cover was so beautiful, and it really like always intrigued me because I don't know, I don't like when they do this. First of all, like, why? Ooh. By the way, if you sent me a gift, I always keep these inside and like use them as the bookmarks when I read, so I can remember who sent it to me. But yeah, why do they do this thing? I don't really understand why they do that. Like, it's all these like reviews and stuff, which is great. Like, I like to read those, but put them on the back or put them on the inside cover. I don't really know why they do that little peekaboo thing. Anyway, it doesn't really distract too much from how nice the cover is. I really like it. It has multiple textures and multiple finishes. I think that's cool. Anyway, I have heard good things about this book, and I'm excited to read it come spooky season. So thank you, Medic. Thank you very much. All right, let's see what's next in the stack. These books. These came from my bestie, from Laura. She sent me Misery and Pet Sematary. I read Misery in April, and I loved it. And I read Pet Sematary back last August of 2020. So these are both books I have read, but I didn't have nice copies of them. I had Misery in like an omnibus, and I had an old mass market paperback of Pet Sematary. But these are books that I enjoyed so much, I definitely see myself rereading at some point. So I knew I wanted to have nice copies for my bookshelf. So thank you, Laura. Laura also sent me, oh gosh, a t-shirt and probably something else as well. She always spoils me, so thank you. Okay, this series is called Scythe. It has 3 books. It's a trilogy. Scythe, Thunder Shield, and The Toll. Like, those are super cool names. And these are actually really handsome books, like very nice covers. I will show them to you. There's the first book. I tend to do books upside down when I do this, so let's see if I can do this today. Thunderhead. Love the colors on that one. And The Toll. I might like the covers on this, or the colors on this one the most, because it has greens and purples. But yeah, anyway, so Medic, who I just mentioned, one night on Discord was telling me about this trilogy that he really enjoyed. He said it is YA, but I mean, as far as YA goes, it's a series that he loves to recommend. He really enjoyed it. He liked the concepts of the story. He liked a lot of things that were done with it. And he, was just kind of giving a glowing recommendation for it. And I have been wanting to read a little more YA so that I could fit in some easier reads in between some of the really heavy stuff I'm reading. So when he mentioned how much he enjoyed this and how he really liked the ideas that were developed, the creativity that's in these stories, I added them to my wish list that night. And then Ashley, the book reading machine, my friend Ashley, guys, she can read like 15 books in a month. It's crazy. And like big books too. But anyway, I just think of her as the reading machine. She sent me these books off of my wish list, and I was so excited when they came in the mail because not only was I looking forward to reading them, but I was just impressed at how nice this set is. Like I said, these are very handsome books, and I am happy to own them, and I am looking forward to reading them. So thank you, Ashley, and thank you, Medic, for the recommendation. This book is The Priory of an Orange Tree, and it is from Megan at Megan's Reading Revelations. Thank you, Megan. She sent me this book off of my wish list, and again, this is one that I don't know a ton about it. I believe it has mages, which is an easy sell for me. I believe it has a dragon or dragons, and I'm not just getting that from the cover. I think I've heard that it actually has dragons in it. And I think it is also military fantasy. So if I'm wrong, just please correct me. I don't know a ton about this book, but I do know that I see it all over Instagram. I see a lot of booktubers reading it, reviewing it. It's clearly very popular. But more than anything, every time I go to a bookstore, this cover just captures my attention. Like, I think it's one of the best covers I've seen in a long time. I love the colors on it, and I love the artwork. And so I'm really happy to own this because I think it's beautiful, but I'm also really looking forward to reading it at some point. And another one that is just absolutely beastly in size. This is a big book. I mean, it's a two-hander right here. So thank you, Megan. I think it's gorgeous. I love it, and I am excited to read it. So thank you so much for sending it to me. Next up, my friend Loco sent me, well, first of all, this is not the book he sent me. This is Necroscope. It is book 1 of the series by Brian Lumley, and Loco got me to read this book. And I really loved it. Like, I'd have to like sit down and really think about it, but this is definitely one of my favorite books I've read all year. And when he was just absolutely tickled that I enjoyed it because it's his favorite book series and it's not overly popular for some reason, like, or well known. So when I liked it, he was just really happy that, you know, people are actually enjoying his recommendations. And then for my birthday, he sent me the next 2 books on Kindle. So I have the ebooks, the next 2 books, and I believe they are called Priory. Yeah, Priory and The Source. So he sent me those on Kindle. They are loaded up and ready to go. Like I said, I'm headed to the beach later this month, and I like to take my Kindle to the beach so my big books don't get like sand in them or water. And I haven't committed to this, but it is very tempting to start those books when I'm on the beach. Nothing screams vampires like basking in the sun on the beach, right? Anyway, there's a lot of misconceptions about vampires, and you will learn about real vampires when you read these books. So anyway, Logo, thank you so much for sending those to me. It's so convenient to have them ready to go on my Kindle, and it makes it very tempting for me to start them on a whim. So thank you for sending those to me, and thank you for the recommendation because I love the first book. All right, and I think this is the last of them. These books came from my sister-in-law, Megan. First, I want to show you guys this book. It is beyond beautiful, and I just love everything about it. So I saw these books on Instagram, and the only clue I could get as to what they were called or how to find them was I found it said illustrated by Minalima. So Minalima. And so then I got on Amazon and found that there's a whole bunch of them. I have Beauty and the Beast here, but tons of classics like Secret Garden and Little Mermaid. I mean, I could just, you know, a lot of fairy tales basically. But here's what's so cool about them. It's not only are these beautiful kind of retro looking hardcovers, but they are like interactive with pop-up. So first of all, just look at the illustrations. I am obsessed with that style of illustrations. But they have all these little interactive, these papers are in between to protect this page from any indentions that this kind of stuff might make. So I'm trying to keep it nice. I'll keep the papers back in. But there's all these little interactive, like pop-ups and just little doodads throughout the book. So I am really looking forward to reading these, probably to the kids out loud. I mean, just look at the colors and stuff. I love them. But about every 20 pages or so, there's one of these interactive, like, it's so whimsical. Anyway, I am so happy with this. And my mom actually ordered me Little Mermaid because my 2 favorite fairy tales ever and my favorite Disney movies and all that kind of stuff are Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid. Like, tell me you're a child of the late 80s, early 90s without telling me you're a child of the late 80s, early 90s. If those are your favorite Disney movies, like, you probably are from my era. But anyway, my sister-in-law Megan sent me this one, and my mom actually ordered me Little Mermaid, and she didn't realize it at the time, but I guess it's like not released yet, and so it's not coming till September 7th, so that's kind of funny. But thank you anyway, Mom. Like, I can't wait to get it. I'm very excited to have it in September. But back to Megan. She sent me Beauty and the Beast. I'm really happy with it. I hope to collect all of these because they are gorgeous. So I will leave a link to the Amazon search down below. If you're interested in finding these, they are really cool collectibles. And then she also sent me 2 Gabriel K Books. She sent me Sailing to Serentium and Lord of Emperors. And I had planned to read these books this month, but some stuff changed with my TBR, and I did not start these this month, but they are ready and waiting for me when I do decide to start them. Some other friends read these this month and they quite enjoyed them. So that has me pretty hooked and pretty intrigued to keep going and stick with my plan to read them. It's just not happening this month. So I believe that's everything. Now, if you sent me something and I forgot it, you need to tell me. I'm going to be beyond embarrassed. I'll go crawl into a hole and die. But you need to tell me. But if I did, please know that it doesn't reflect anything on how I feel. Guys, I was overwhelmed with gratitude. Most of these books came from friends that I have met through the BookTube community, through Mike's Discord, through BookTube in general. And I have made some of the best friendships and connections of my life in the last couple years through this community. And I'm just forever grateful for it. And it means so much to me that you guys thought of me, took time out of your day, and just, went out of your way to buy me something. That was just amazing. So thank you so much. And I just appreciate everybody. And I'm just absolutely excited to get these on my bookshelf and start working my way through them and reading them. So thank you to everyone who wished me a happy birthday or sent me something in the mail. I love you guys, and I will talk to you next time.